Can we start the now? I think it's 6 now.
Yeah, I think we can start. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so welcome to the session by GDSC at Flutter Circle from GDSC. So today we are here to inform you about like what is Flutter, how you should go about Flutter, and why you should choose Flutter as a mobile development. So now I'd like to introduce the mentors of GDSC in the Flutter Circle. So I am Tamanna, one of the mentors at GDSC, and now uh, I like to request Shrishti and Rosalit and Jasleen to go ahead.
Okay, I'm Srishti and I'm another mentor in the Flutter Circle.
Hi, I'm Rosalia, and I'm also one of the mentors in the Flutter Circle.
Hi everyone, I am Jasleen and I'm another mentor in the Flutter Circle. I'm from ECA Second.
Thank you, guys. So we can move to the next slide and let us know what is Flutter. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about what exactly is Flutter is by giving a short example. So let us assume a situation. Let us assume a person named Tom. So he's kind of a mobile app developer. So basically he's an iOS developer, and now he really makes very cool apps with using Swift in iOS development. But there's one problem that it is only on iOS and Android people can't use it. You people also must be facing these problems almost daily. So he gets a question every day almost that when it is coming for Android, when it is coming for Android. So he finally decides to go and buy lots and lots of books and then learn Java or maybe Kotlin for Android development. And then finally he has both of these, and then he makes both of the apps in Android and in iOS, and then he publishes them on Google Play and then also on the App Store. So now like this is great for users, but what if he has to fix any bug or he has to update anything in his app? So he'll have to do it repeatedly for both the things. Like he'll have to do double work. So don't you guys think that this would like create a lot of confusion, and like the amount of work that he should do is double? So there's a solution for this, and that is Flutter, and that is a very simple toolkit and developed by Google. So by Flutter, it is, since it is cross platform, we can create a proper app by a single code base, and it can run in iOS and Android as well. So Flutter is an open source UI software development kit created by Google, and it is used to develop applications for Android, iOS, Linux, Mac, Windows, and the web from a single code base. So we like to move to the next slide to know about what is there in the Flutter. So I'll quickly move to like what is the building block of Flutter that makes it so simple. So those are widgets, and like widgets can make anything and everything in Flutter, and it makes really cool UI, and it is very interactive. So yeah, let's move to the next slide. Yeah, so now I'd like to like explain a brief about what all widgets are there. So there are basics, like basic widgets are container, row, column, center, and they have a specific function for that. Like let's say an example, row and column widgets are used to place a particular image or a particular text in a horizontal or vertical position. And then also we have container or padding. So these are used to like position a particular text in a given amount of area. Like let's say you have to when we talk about fencing a field, so we talk about like what is the area that should be given outside. So that is kind of related to padding, and this is just a brief of that. So uh, I'll talk only this much about widgets because you guys have not started, so you won't know much about it. Now I'd like to head over to Jasleen and she can start now. Thank you.
So, hi everyone, I am Jasleen and I'm one of the mentors in Flutter Circle of GDSC. So, I'll be talking about what is Dart basically. So, Dart is a programming language used to create front end UI for mobile and web apps. So, it is basically the language behind Flutter. Dart gives a very productive environment, and it you even if you're like a beginner in coding, you can learn Dart very easily. Dart was developed by Google, and it supports most of the common concepts of programming languages like classes, interfaces, functions, etc. The Dart language is actually designed to be very easy to learn for people who have already studied Java or JavaScript or C. But if even if you've not studied all these languages, you can easily learn this language. The code syntax is also very simple and easy to learn. And the Dart can also run in both mobile and web apps. When running in web apps, it auto translates the code to JavaScript. So now, what is the difference between Flutter and Dart? So a lot of people have this common misconception in their head, or they get confused between what is Dart and what is Flutter. So Flutter is actually the framework, and Dart is the language that is used to make the apps. So Flutter is basically the SDK toolkit, and Dart is the code that we code in to make our apps on mobile or web. Can we move to the next slide, please? Right. So now diving into some advantages of Flutter. First of all, it is a cross-platform app. As I said, you can make any kind of app on Flutter, even iOS and Android apps. So as Tamanna said that usually when you code in other languages, you have to make a different set of you have to make a different app for Android and a different for iOS. You have to code differently. But for Flutter, it is a cross-platform app, so you have the same code base for both your iOS and your Android app. So this definitely saves a lot of time and resources. Now you also have a responsive UI, which means that Flutter automatically changes and aligns the UI according to the size of the screen. So if you're like shifting the screen, or if you wanna, take it into a bigger screen, it automatically aligns the UI accordingly. And then the third advantage is that it is fast, and it has fast and simple development. So this is one of the most lauded features of Flutter. It is the hot reload button, which allows you to instantly view your changes. You don't need to restart the app all over again. Whatever changes you've made while coding, it will be quickly shown on your emulator as soon as you click on the hot reload button. And this is really great for building UIs, but it is also really great for bug fixing. So it is very time efficient. And as far as simplicity is concerned, Flutter is easy for easy for people with even no prior programming experience. Then the fourth advantage is compatibility. So since the widgets are part of the app and not the platform, the when like if there is a increase in the OS versions, there is no issue in the code. Like you won't have to go you won't have to go back and test your code again for higher versions of your platform or your application, your phone. So it is a very compatible language, and it can be learned very easily. And there's also fifth advantage, that it is open source. So it has it is free to use, and it is both Flutter and Dart are free to use, and they are open source, and they provide excessive documentation and community support to help you out with any issues that you might have. And now I'll be handing over to Srishti and Rosalia.
Okay. So, hi everyone, I'm Srishti and I'm also one of the mentors of the Flutter Circle. And today, me and Rosalia will be telling you guys about hackathons. So, we'll cover what a hackathon is and our experience with the hackathon. And we'll also show you an app that we made during our hackathon. And then we'll discuss how Flutter is particularly useful for hackathons and where you can find different hackathons to participate in. And lastly, we'll tell you about a few specific Flutter events and hackathons. And also, we'll cover about the Google Solution Challenge and the winner this time who made a Flutter app.
So, what is a hackathon? A hackathon is an event where programmers get together for a short period of time to collaborate on a project, and the participants work rapidly and often work without sleep to achieve the task, as the events generally last only 1 to 2 days. So, it's a fun way to come up with a functional product in a short amount of time, and it helps you to channel your inner creativity, and it also sharpens your problem solving skills. And many recruiters offer internships or full time opportunities to fresh, talented engineering students via hackathons. So, it is an awesome way to show off your talent and meet and network with the right people to get job offers in your desired company. and we participated in a hackathon during the tech fest of our college, which is Nerve, and we had a great time. So although we had to work continuously for a few days, it was all worth it when we made a final product, and it was really fun, and we learned a lot of new things in a very short span of time. So we encourage everyone to participate in hackathons, as it is a great learning experience, and you will end up with a new project for your resume as well.
So now we'll talk about like the app that we made in our first hackathon. So we made this app called Give Me a Sign using Flutter, which aids people in learning Indian Sign Language through short games, videos, and fun quizzes. And this would encourage people to learn Indian Sign Language so that they can interact with people with impaired hearing in a better way. And it could also be useful for younger kids with hearing disabilities to learn Indian Sign Language in a fun and interactive way. And our app also provides helpful resources about the deaf community and how we can communicate with them more effectively. So now we'll just show you a small 1 minute demo of our project so that you can see what Flutter apps are like.
And I think I'll have to share the tab with the video instead. So just hold on for a
Okay.
minute. Okay, so I'll just try to share the other tab with the video.
Okay. Yeah, I think your screen is visible now.
So now I'll have to share the presentation again. So just hold on for 1 minute again. Okay, so we just presented our video, and now we'll talk about some advantages of Flutter use in a hackathon. So Flutter is a great tool for hackathons, as it is very simple to use, and you can create beautiful apps in a short amount of time. So our app was quite simple, and it used only basic Flutter concepts, and yet we were still able to create a decent product, and we won second position in the hackathon. And the app will also work on both iOS and Android with a single code base.
So now let's talk about the Google Solution Challenge. So the mission of the 2022 Google Solution Challenge is to solve for one or more of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals using Google technology, and Flutter is a Google technology. So this challenge is only open to members of Google Developer Student Clubs, and the top 50 teams win a t-shirt, certificate, and mentorship from Googlers. The top 10 finalists will get a $1,000 cash prize per team member, swag, certificate, mentorship from Google, and a feature in the Google Developers blog and demo day live stream. And the top three teams will win a $3,000 cash prize per team member, swag, certificate, mentorship from Google, and a feature in the Google Developers blog and demo day live stream. So it's a great challenge to participate in, and keep on the lookout for this challenge.
And we also want to mention that the winner of this year's Google Solution Challenge was an app made using Flutter, and the app was called Dementi Care. So, it is an app equipped with many features to complement caregiving for the dementia patients, such as sending urgent notices, SOS, and creating a patient dashboard. So, now we'll show a video of this app, and I'll stop sharing again and I'll try to share the video tab. And the video is a bit long, so I'll only be playing around the first 2 minutes.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to kick off this year's demo with Dementicare, an app built with Flutter and Firebase that's equipped with a wide range of features to complement caregiving for people living with dementia. Let's welcome the creators Aishik and Ritik from Nanyang Technological University in Singapore.
Dementia is a widespread disease with over 17 billion hours spent for caring patients in the US alone. What's worse is more than half the carers face substantial emotional, financial, and physical difficulties. Dementicare is a mobile app to complement caregiving for dementia patients. Here, we see the caregiver dashboard with access to emergency contacts, sending urgent notices to any patient using keyboard or microphone input, tracking the live location of any patient using Flutter Maps. We also provide productivity features such as calendars, reminders, and notes for improved efficiency and accessibility. The news section provides all local and international news for dementia. The discussion forum, powered by Reddit, gives access to a large community of carers and patients. The chat room provides a community of caregivers to interact and network with for problem solving. Our health chatbot, which can make appointments for patients, retrieve information on diseases, conduct symptom checking and triaging by using powerful machine learning and natural language processing. And the profile tab, with access to comprehensive real time information of patients and adding and removal of patients. Now we move to the patient dashboard. There's the SOS functionality, which can trigger a call as well as send an SMS to the patient's caregiver directly from the app, even where a crash or fall is detected in the background. Play games to help exercise the brain, family reminiscing with quick access to family members and calling directly from the app. The memory section serves as a scrapbook for the patient to record and store important memories. Notices section displays all urgent notices sent by the caregiver. We have already started collaborating with organizations such as ADA Singapore, Allium Healthcare, and Jamia Nursing Home to enable living through caregiving. Thank you.
And I'm just sharing the presentation again.
So now that you know about some of the advantages of hackathons and what hackathons are all about, you may be interested in participating in some. So, like one question that may come to your mind is like, where do I find hackathons? So here we have listed a lot of websites like Major League Hacking, DevPost, DevFolio, Dare to Compete, Hacker Earth, and Hackathon.io, which you can check out to check out for upcoming hackathons and enroll in some of them. And we can share the link of our presentation at the end and in the comment section, so then you can check these websites out later as well. And there are also specific Flutter hackathons like the Flutter Puzzle Hack by Google, which are going on right now. And there are various Flutter events which you can attend to learn more about Flutter and get started with your first app. So check out these links in the PPT to learn more. And apart from this, GDSC will organize various hackathons and ideathons for beginners with a lot of exciting prizes and goodies to win. So please do join GDSC and the Flutter Circle to participate in those hackathons. So thanks a lot for listening to this presentation, and we wish you all the best in your Flutter journey, and we hope that you'll join GDSC Flutter Circle. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to us.
Yeah, thanks a lot for
Thank
joining and
you.
listening.
If you guys have any questions, you can leave it in the chat box.
Yeah, so there's a question by Akanksha, like how to start Flutter.
I think to start Flutter, maybe there are a lot of Flutter cookbooks also online provided by the in the official Flutter documentation. So maybe you can look at that and first make like a Hello World app. And apart from that, there are a lot of YouTube tutorials as well which you can use. I think instead of like trying to learn and read first, you can just start with your first app and learn while making the app. And you can also join the GDSC Flutter Circle for more help. Someone is saying why Flutter and not another application. So like we said, like Flutter is a cross platform, so you can with a single code base you can develop apps for both Android, iOS and the web. So like what could be better than that? And also it's very simple and easy to use for beginners, and also the other advantages that we discussed.
Yeah, I think that there might be other good applications too to learn, but I think Flutter is a great tool to get started with and also build good products at the same time.
Yes. Then Shrishti asked that do you suggest any courses for learning Flutter? So according to me, like from where I learned was I started like searching on topics from YouTube, like starting with the basics. Like I saw basic beginner tutorial, and from there I got an idea of how like widgets and the basic UI is. And then I started with a very very basic app. You all won't believe, but yeah, like start from basic and then start searching about any widget that you want, or anything you want to implement. So everything is there in the Flutter documentation. It is really very helpful.
And for me, I had this enrolled in this course by Udemy. It's called the Complete Flutter Development Bootcamp by Angela Yu, and it was a great course. And at the end of each module, you get to build an app. So I think it's a really great course, and you can check it out.
And also, like for the Angela Yu course, in case like someone just wants to try it first instead of buying it, I think like almost half of the course is available for free on YouTube on the YouTube channel, so you guys can check that out too.
Tejaswini asked that are the Flutter Circle forms out? No, it is not yet.
And Chandrakiran is saying how long it may take to learn Flutter and Dart. I think not very long. Like I mean, initial like maybe I think you can make a basic app in a week also, and then like as you start building more apps, like you don't need to learn everything at once. Like whenever you need to implement a new feature and a new widget, you can Google that and then try to study like that instead of trying to do everything before and then starting with your first app.
So the Flutter community is very active. You'll find a lot of resources available there, and you might even see a lot of Reddit communities in Flutter, and uh, like the community is actually really active. So it's a great it'll be a really help if you join Flutter, because all your like doubts and all the error, like wherever you are struggling, you can easily resolve that.
I think there are no like prerequisites as such. Yeah, like maybe if you know another programming language like C or C++ or any object-oriented language, then it will be like very easy for you to get familiar with Dart. But in case you don't know, then you can start off with Dart as your first language. And apart from that, I don't think there are any prerequisites, and like uh like how long does it take? Like I said, like a simple app can be implemented in around a week, and if you want to get better, then just keep on making more apps, and then it depends on you.
Also, someone asked that when will GDSC Flutter circle start, or we can join more than one circle. So, the forms have not been released out yet. So, when it will release out, you all guys can see that and attend the orientation. So, you'll get to know about that. Okay, so can you tell about some limitations of Flutter? So, I don't think there are any limitation as such that they exist particularly. Like some of them, like some like problems that you face is like you have to, after every package release, you have to update your pubspec .yaml file and then all these things, but these mostly happen in every sort of development that you do, either web or Android. So yeah, according to me, there are no limitations as such.
Are there any other questions? Okay, so like basically, yes, you can. Like even if you have a Windows laptop, you can build the iOS app, but you can't test it. Like to test the app on in a simulator or iPhone, then you need a Mac. But you can definitely build the app, and maybe suppose if you're building an iOS app, you can build it on your Windows computer. And if you really want to test it, maybe you could borrow like a Mac for one day or a few hours just to test like how your app looks on iOS. But yeah, like you don't need a Mac to build the app. You just need it for testing. What do we do being in Flutter community? So if you're a part of the Flutter community, then like you'll be making apps in Flutter. You can interact with other developers, learn like some good hacks, and share your experiences with them and answer doubts. And if you have any doubts, you could post them, and another person could help you. So it's like like just like another developer community.
Okay, so can I create an IPA file on Windows? So like Shrishti said, like the iOS files, like iOS App Store package will work on Mac, and then then it can't be built on like Windows. So are there any more questions?
I'm not sure what this question means. Like, are you talking about GDSC or Flutter? Like, if you're talking about GDSC, then every college has their own Google Developer Student Club. And
Or
if
if
you're
you're
I
talking
think
talking
about
if
the
you don't
Flutter.
have one, then you can even start one. And apart from that, I think the Flutter community is like a general online community, and I think that anyone can join, be a part of it.
Okay, we have another question: is Flutter open source or there are some hidden charges in it? I think Flutter is open source and you all can do it freely. There's no charges in that.
Yeah, so there's one more question. Do all hackathon organizers allow this platform to build projects on? So as far as I have seen, there's like no hackathon so far which has like said no for this. So I think you can probably create Flutter apps for any hackathon unless like the hackathon is for a very specific technology like the current Flutter hackathon that we were talking about, that is only for Flutter. So if there's like a similar one for another technology, then obviously like no for that. But I think for a general one, it's fine to build a Flutter app.
And a lot of hackathons also encourage like using newer technologies. So it's definitely great that you use Flutter.
So I think if there are no more questions, please wrap up. Gunjan?
Yeah, we can wrap up.
Yeah, cool. We can end this meeting now. Thank
Okay.
you so
Thank
much,
you.
all of you.
Yeah, thank you so much
Thank you,
everyone
Mom.
for
Thank you,
attending.
everyone.
Thank you.